What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got 4 new cards to discuss from Raging Battle, 2 of Spirits, a new Virus card, and a new Ace card for Ancient Gears, their most powerful fusion. I don't think they're going to get anything more powerful than that because I watched the anime, and in the anime it's pretty much the Ace monster. So anyways, let's just jump right into it. First up, the new Virus card, Shadow Spread Virus. This is basically the reverse of Crush Card Virus. It says it's a normal trap. It says tribute 1 Dark Monster with 2,000 or more defense. Check your opponent's hand, all monsters they control, and all all cards they draw until the end of the 3rd turn after this card's activation, and destroy all monsters with 1,500 defense or less, or 1,500 or less defense. So yeah, this card is essentially the reverse of Crush Card Virus. I tried to think of some monsters that you could easily give up to tribute to activate this guy, to activate this card effect. Things like Dark Magician, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, but those are kind of just like one card in that deck respectively. I think that this card would work better in things like Dark Lords and Cardians, especially Dark Lords where you have so many Monster Reborns, including Superbia. Like, you can just give up monsters willy-nilly. It's not that big of a deal if you've got Superbia, Call the Haunted, Soul Charge, etc., etc. I think Cardians, it could work well in that deck as well. Maybe even possibly DDD, although I'm not sure I'd want to give up those monsters so easily. This card could actually be pretty decent against, like, you know, decks that are like Exceed decks that don't have very powerful monsters, but they exceed into bigger monsters, decks that, you know, rely on the extra deck a lot, because usually those decks have very weak monsters in the main deck and very strong monsters in the extra deck. I actually thought about this against like PK Fire. All your Phantom Knights, like the main 3, they get wrecked by this. Like the Speedroids, a lot of them get wrecked by this. Terratop and Taketan Bird definitely do, and even a lot of the Burning Abyss get hurt by this card a lot. Not necessarily all of them, not Skarm, not Farfa, but like Seer and a lot of the other main deck guys, they'll definitely get wrecked by this card. Only time will tell how powerful this card is going to be. I think it'll be something like Deck Devastation Virus. This is not going to have, at least I'll say it'd be difficult for me to put this on the level of like Crush Card Virus. I'm not sure that that'll happen again, but even, just remember this, even if you guys take a neg with this card, you do get 3 turns of seeing your opponent's draws, and you get to see their entire hand. So like, that was one of the big things about all the Virus cards, is you got so much information out of it. We know of a second Spirit's ritual, or at least I assume that this is in a Spirit. We know this because of the poster, the promotional poster for Raging Tempest. So hopefully within maybe like a couple of days we'll know what this second Spirit's ritual does. And then we have this card right here, Kawan, or excuse me, Kawan, oh my god, I cannot pronounce this. Kawan Akami. Oh my god, I have that game too. How can I not pronounce it? I have Okami. Kawan Akami. Alright, so this is not a spirit monster, but it is a spirit. This is cool because it shows Konami is not just going to support this one small archetype, but they're going to be supporting spirits and I guess the mechanic in general. And it's kind of cool because they're bringing back Geminis, they're bringing back spirits, they're bringing back unions with ABC. Like, all of these forgotten fucking mechanics from like forever ago, they're actually trying to revive them. So I definitely applaud Konami for that. Now, this guy is water. It's level 4. So shout outs to Norton and to Bahamut Shark Tree Toad. It's a Aqua Spirit, 1800 attack, 600 defense. Cannot be special summoned because it's a spirit, obviously. Effect number 1, if this card is normal summon or flip face up, I like that because it can't miss timing, you can target one face up monster on the field, treat that monster as a spirit monster, and it is returned to the hand during the end phase. So this is cool because I think that they want you to use this on your opponent's monsters. Like, if your opponent happens to have like a Spark Dragon or an Ignister, or they happen to have like a Dante or something, like, turn that Dante into a spirit monster and just bounce it back to the extra deck. Like, that's the most practical application that I can think of. Or, well, no, because you can't target set monsters. The monster has to be face up. Like, I think the number 1 way to use this card is on extra deck monsters. It's basically like a Grand Mole that doesn't have to attack that monster, so you can still use your battle phase to attack directly or to attack other monsters. Effect number 2, which is just built into all spirits. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is normal summon, it just goes, you know, or flip face up, it goes back to the hand. Okay, we all know that because it's built into every spirit ever. We've got a Spirit Power Spot here. This is another card that works with not just spirits, but just spirits in general. It's a continuous spell. You can only use the second effect once per turn. Effect number 1, all spirit monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Man, I wish Yosenjus were spirits so bad. This card would be so good in Yosenjus. But just in general, like I was kind of messing around with a spirit on Saturday's live stream, and I was playing Eritama and Nikitama in them, and you can pump out a decent amount of damage, and 500 attack and defense definitely adds up, guys. Especially if you're summoning 2 with like Eritama, like it's gonna add up 1,000 more damage potentially. Like being able to turn an 1800 spirit into a 2300 spirit is fucking huge. Like there's a world of difference between 1900 and like 2400 is like nothing's getting old. You can run over pretty much anything that is not like an Exceed or a fusion or something really big. Effect number 2, if a face-up win monster or monsters you control is returned to the extra deck, you can activate this effect. Add from your deck to your hand either a spirit monster or a ritual card. Thank God. And spirits need this, in my opinion. What I noticed about the spirits was too many times I would get trapped with either the ritual monster or the spell, and I wouldn't have the other card. And like pre-preparation of rites is really good in the deck, but like if you don't have that, like sometimes you get stuck with one piece and you can't summon the damn ritual monster. And like Manju and Sanju, you can run those in the deck, but they're not spirits. They kind of break up the natural flow of the deck. They don't work with your trap. They're not nearly as good with like creature swap. So like running Manju and Sanju, I'm hoping won't be necessary in this deck. Just to search like one ritual monster, I wasn't trying to do that shit. So I was like, I'm not running Manju and Sanju. This gives you the ritual monster, it gives you the ritual spell, so I don't think you will need to run Manju and Sanju in the deck because of this card, and because obviously a pre-preparation of rites. Like you should have enough ways to get to your cards now where you don't have to run Manju and Sanju. That's definitely good. Also the original preparation of rites. And then lastly we have Ancient Gear Chaos Giant. This guy is dark, which is kind of weird because I was like, what? It's an ancient gear, but it's dark. This is, if you watch the anime, this is the Academy, as like the Academy of Soldiers. This is their basically their boss of all boss monsters, their ace card. They actually summoned this like 2 episodes ago from where I was, and Kaito like fucking bodied it. He was just like, Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon, give me your shit, give me the you lose, give me your monster. Like it immediately just got wrecked by Kaito. All right, so this guy is level 10. He's dark, he's a machine, he's a fusion. 4,500 attack, 3,000 defense. That's kind of crazy for a level 10 to have. Like it's not even like level 12, you know what I mean? It's got 4,500 attack. Here's the fusion materials and why you probably just aren't playing this card. It requires 4 fucking Ancient Gear monsters. Like as soon as I saw that, I was like, I better win the game when I summon this thing. Nope, it's exactly as it was in the TV show, and I'm just like, nah, not gonna happen, man, not gonna happen. 4 materials is way too hard. It's way too much to give up. You're basically asking me, if I play fusion, aka polymerization, you're basically asking me to spend 5 cards on the summon of this thing, and I'm not willing to do that. Even if I use Ancient Gear Hound, that's still 4 cards, and I'm not doing that. Effect number 1. While this card is in a monster zone, it is unaffected by the effects of spells and trap cards, and your opponent cannot activate monster effects during the battle phase. So that's cool. It's kind of like in our bodies. You can run shit over. They won't be able to activate any effects. Utopia the Lightning does not out this card because they cannot activate its effect during the battle phase. The problem is obvious. This damn thing can die to Castell. It can die to 101, and I'm not about to spend 5 monsters on something that can die to 101. Fuck that. I don't have time for that. I'll just play something completely different, like a different archetype or something like that. It is kind of cool. It says this card cannot be special summoned except by fusion summon. Man, can we get like Cyberstein or something? Because if we get Cyberstein, like this card will be like practical. You can like summon it for 5,000 life. I'm willing to give 5,000 life points, but not 5 monsters or not 5 cards. Fuck that. Effect number 2. This card can attack all your opponent's monsters each once, and it does piercing damage if it attacks a defense position monster. That was expected. So many of the damn Ancient Gear monsters do, a lot of them do piercing damage, so that was expected. And also being able to run over everything on the field. They want basically you to win when you summon this thing, which by the way, if you're not running limit to remove on this deck, I think you're probably doing it wrong. This is a one-shot, but it's just too many resources. Unless Konami has some master plan to bring back like future fusion for this archetype or something like that, or give them their own future fusion. Like I'm not doing it, man. I don't think a lot of people are gonna do it. For a monster that can fucking be Castelled, Like seriously, I'm not even gonna bring up Kaiju's because Kaiju's out everything. That's not like Ophion, but I just don't want to spend 5 cards on a monster that can be cast out. So you guys let me know what you think. I'm glad that they are fleshing out spirits, not just as spirits, but just spirits as the mechanic. Let me know what you guys think. Leave that in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you have not already.